Let's go to Target to look for books. So we're starting with the YA section. And really the only thing that I'm kind of interested in this section is these Chloe Walsh books, the Binding 13 and all that, but they only have Redeeming 6 and Saving 6, and I know that those are not the first ones, so I don't think that I'll pick those up. I have everything else. I saw these and these are really, really nice. They have sprayed edges now. This is book 1 and then book 2. And they're so nice, but I have the hardcovers. So I'm debating just selling the hardcovers and getting these because they're so nice. But come on now. Shouldn't do that. I am looking for some romance books. I'm looking for the Fine Print and then the Chestnut Spring series books, but I don't see them. I did want these L. Kennedy books. I wanted these new covers, although yeah, these are the blue sprayed edges. I think they're really nice, but they only have 3 and 4 and I don't have any of them, so I would want 1 and 2, but I don't want this cringy girl on the cover, so I don't know. These are a maybe because I really do like the blue edges, but they're a maybe. It looks like this is the romance side, but I really don't see anything. Damn. We really don't have that many options. I might have to do some online shopping because that's really it. We got some new releases. Well, we have Lee Bardugo, The Familiar, but from what I hear, this is kind of like historical fiction vibes, and I don't think that I want that. I've also been seeing this everywhere, How to End a Love Story, and this is the author. Well, the author is in charge of like Emily Henry's movie adaptations, so I'm curious about that. For me here, I have everything that I want already, except for maybe this, A Day of Fallen Night. I have not read the Prior of the Orange Tree, but I do have it in paperback. Now that the prequel's out in paperback, we might pick that up. Still waiting for House of Flame and Shadow to come out in paperback, so not going to be getting that one. And then we have dark romance, which is not a genre I like, so we're going to skip all this. Thrillers, we're going to skip them, but I did just read First Light Wins and it was okay. If you like thrillers, I do suggest you read that one, but for me it was just okay. We have Lore of the Wild, which is going to be, I think, book 1 in the Fairy Loot Romantasy box, so I'll be getting that. Everything else I already have or don't want. We have A Demon's Guide to Wooing a Witch. I don't know how I feel about this because I do have book 1, but we all know that I did not love book 2, so I don't think so. Good morning, I'm back home. So we did go Target shopping and I ended up picking up 3 books. I got a Dune box set, which I'm not going to share with you today because I already shipped it off to my brother in Texas. I got that for him because he's been reading Dune and he's been just borrowing it from the library or from Libby, one or the other. I think Libby. And he wanted physical copies when I saw it. It was like really inexpensive for the first 3 books. So I bought that and I sent it off to him. So we're not going to look at that, but it was just Dune. And Dune Messiah and then Children of Dune, or I don't remember what the third one is, but yeah, let's get into the stack of books. I have purchased about 35 books in like the past month, which is ridiculous, but I kept telling myself this is my last hurrah. After this, I'm gonna no buy until I move to California, and I really don't know when I'm moving to California. Like, we still don't have a date, but I'm guessing it's gonna be maybe like in July. So can I really not buy any books until July? Probably not. But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try my hardest. I'm gonna try and stay away from the book sites, and I don't know. I do have like Pango credit and stuff that I'm like, well, I can use that money because it's like I sold books to get the books. I don't know. Let's get into it. So first up, I saw Wild Love by Elsie Silver. People have been raving about this. People have been loving this. They've been saying it's really good. And I've never read anything by Elsie Silver because I'm still pretty new to romance. And the romances that I have read have been standalone romances. So I haven't really been a series girl. And I kind of want to try. I want to try and see if I can get into this, like the small town romance. Oh, it's signed. Cool. Yeah, but I thought this cover was so beautiful. I think you can already pre-order the second book. I'm not going to pre-order it. I'll just wait. But yeah, I picked that up. And because I picked that up, a lot of people were saying that if you were going to read that, you should probably read the Chestnut Springs series, which I don't own. I haven't read. And I tried to put it on hold on Libby or Hoopla. You can't find it there. I was like, what the heck? The only place you can find it is like Amazon, Audible, or Kindle Unlimited. But I canceled Kindle Unlimited. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy them because I do want to read them. And I really wanted those mirror editions, but they're very expensive. People resell them really expensive. So I was like, nah. I saw on Amazon. These are the only ones that I'm going to show you that I didn't get at Target. Everything else I got at Target. These are the only ones I didn't. But I'm going to share them with you because they kind of go with Wild Love. I saw that there was four for like $42. And I was like, that's pretty good. So they were supposed to be new. I was like, hey, that sounds good. So I ordered them. And then yesterday I went to Barnes & Noble and I picked up Hopeless because it wasn't included in the little bundle. So I got Hopeless because I was like, well, I couldn't find it anywhere really. So I was like, let me get that. Well, right now, literally a little bit ago, I got these delivered and I don't know if you can tell, but these are the UK editions. And I didn't know that. I don't know if it actually said it in the listing or not, but they are the UK editions. And usually I don't mind, except that I did get Hopeless from the US and they're different. The spines are different, the fronts are different, the backs are different. These have more of a distressed look. Usually UK books are just prettier. Usually, not always, but usually they are. These to me are prettier. I don't like how the US just like cuts off the word hopeless. I think that's kind of weird. But Wild Love does match this height because it's from the US. So it's not going to perfectly line up, but it's okay. I'm going to return this one. I already ordered the UK edition because they're just so much prettier. Like, I really love this distress vibe it's got going on. So I'm returning that one, and that's that. Next up, I got kind of a similar thing. Love Redesigned by Lauren Asher. I think her name's Carla Espinosa on YouTube. She's not a booktuber. She does vlogs, but she read this and she really liked it. And I've heard a lot of people really like this. So I decided to pick it up, but kind of like the same thing. This is the Lakefront Billionaires book 1. And I think you can already pre-order. I think book 2 is coming out pretty soon. It's a really pretty pink book. But same thing. People were like, well, you should read the Dreamland Billionaires series because those people are probably going to make cameos and I don't know what. I didn't own them, so I picked this one up because it's the only one that I could find at the store. And then I ordered the other 2 from someone on Pango, so I hope those are in good condition. And then I'll have all of those and I can read them. And I'm not too worried about it because I'm not really picky with romances, but I don't know if I mentioned it. I really only have romance standalones. I don't really have any series. I've never been a romance series girl, so I think it's going to be interesting to read. Next up, we have Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies by Heather Fawcett. I messed up. I wanted this on hardcover because I've said it before, but I like my fantasies in hardcover, my romances in paperback. I don't know why. I just do. So yeah, I messed up, but that's okay. I'm just gonna have to wait a little longer for Map of the Otherlands book 2 to get published in paperback. Then we got some cutesy little romances. We got Happily Never After by Lynn Painter. I have absolutely no idea what this is about. I just saw it and I had it on hold on Libby forever. I still have it on hold and it just never got to me. So I was like, let me pick it up. It's a really short book. It says their name, the objectors, their job to break up weddings is hired. Their dilemma, they just might be in love with each other. All her books are incredibly predictable, incredibly fast paced, but I like to read these when I'm having like a bad anxiety moment, which I do get. And I need to just like do something, read something that I don't need to think and I can just fly through. These are the books that I like to pick up when I'm feeling not so great. The next one that I got is one that I did not expect to get. I didn't even think to get this, even though I've heard a lot of people on TikTok talking about this, but I wasn't gonna do it. But it is How to End a Love Story by Yulin Kwang. And this lady is the writer / director for Beach Read by Emily Henry. It's been picked up by 20th Century Studios and it's going to be a movie, and she's going to be the writer / director for the movie. So people have been reading this and saying that it's really, it's also signed. Cool. Saying that it's really good, that they can see why they chose her because she's really funny and blah, 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 blah. So I know nothing about this, but it says we're following Helen. It says she's even scored a coveted spot in the writer's room of the TV adaptation of her young adult novels. So kind of similar to her, maybe. I don't know. But I think it'll be fun. It'll be kind of like Happily Never After, same vibes. And then this one, this is book 1 of 2. The reason that I even was gonna participate in the Target sale was for this one. And then the last book I'm gonna show you. But this is The Spear Cuts Through Water by Simon Jimenez. People have raved about this book. I have not seen a single negative review of this book. I've seen just 5 stars after 5 stars of this book. And I was having a hard time getting a hold of it. I think at this point now I do have it on hold on Libby, and I already have it on my Kindle. But I wanted a physical copy. Am I gonna love this book? Who knows? But it's also beautiful. So I know nothing about this, and I think that's how I want to keep it. But I did gather that it is a fantasy book, so we'll see. Next up, we have one that I had no business buying. I haven't even read the first book, and honestly, it has had mixed reviews, so I'm a little nervous about it, but it's A Day of Fallen Night by Samantha Shannon. These books have a lot of mixed reviews. They are ginormous. They are so long, and I might not get to this for years and years and years, but I just had to have it now that they have the paperback, because I have the paperback of Priory of the Orange Tree. Just put it over here. And then the next 3, again, I had no business getting. I just got them because I was like, well, I need the other 3 to finish off the whole series, and it's buy 3 for the price of 2. So I convinced myself in 0.2 seconds, and I got the rest of, oh my god, these are heavy. The rest of The Faithful and the Fallen series by John Gwynne. I already had Malice and I needed the rest, so we have Valor, Ruin, and Wrath. They're ginormous. They are now mine. I really like Orbit books because I don't know if you've noticed, but I feel like every Orbit book that I've seen, if it's a series, they literally put the number on top. of the or on the spine, somewhere on the spine. Why doesn't everybody do that? Like, that's amazing. And I feel like Orbit has always done that. I remember the last Orbit books that I read were One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns, and they had it. I feel like Orbit just knows. They just do. And then the book that caused all this financial crisis to happen for me, Yumi and the Nightmare Painter by Brandon Sanderson. I've been coveting this book. I've been wanting it so badly. First of all, the story. I've heard nothing but good things about the story. I've heard that people really like this one. Also, Tress of the Emerald Sea. But I don't know. I'm not really convinced about Tress. I think I'm just going to listen to the audiobook. And if I love it, then I'll get it. If not, I'll just not. But this one, I had to have it because it's gorgeous. It is so beautiful. And I think the story also sounds really cool. I love Brandon Sanderson. But in this, we follow Yumi, and I think he's just Nightmare. I don't know if he has a name, but they're from two different planets, very different planets. His is all darkness and shadows, and hers is all light. And she has like a very prominent role in her society, in her world, where he has more freedom. And I think it's like a Freaky Friday situation. They end up switching places. It just sounds really good. It sounds like a fun time, and I'm just so happy that I finally have it. So those are all the books that I picked up at Target, plus the Chestnut Springs series. But yeah, I now need to make space. I did clear off a whole shelf, but I still have all those other ones. So expect an equally long haul coming soon. As always, if you did enjoy today's video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you very soon with another one. Bye.